Hey guys, Evan Laux here for Motorcycle and Powersports News. As you can see, we're back at Hale Farms for another Fuel Cleveland. And right in front of me, we got this really pretty 1981 Ironhead, and it's your Ride of the Week. So guys, I'm joined here by Ricky. He's the owner of Anchor Moto. And Ricky, for people who don't know the shop, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you guys do there?
Anchor Moto was established almost 18 years ago as a punk rock venue. I actually used to book shows for bands, and all our bands had practice. And there was a little office room in the back I was building my motorcycles out of.
Really?
Literally was like 6 feet by 12 feet.
Okay.
I could fit one bike in there, and then I just kept building choppers. Like one after another, sell, build another one, sell, build another one. And then it started just friends hitting me up for handlebars and sissy bars and, hey, build me a hardtail, hey, wire my bike. And then it just literally grew. And I had a day job, worked at the railroad for years and years. And in 2014, I quit my day job, and I've just been doing choppers since. That's it.
Okay.
So.
Well, I gotta ask before we get too far away from the punk band, what did you play? Were you the guitarist?
I still play guitar. Still playing a bunch of bands. Check out my band, Still Ill, if you want to check out my band that I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So.
We'll listen to it after
There you go.
this.
Yeah.
Now, you said you're mostly making custom bikes here. You do some repair work, stuff like that. Is it mostly Harley, mostly
I
choppers?
try and stick with old Harleys because most big cities, like Kansas City's not huge. There are 20 some odd bikes around Kansas City that do service work and dealerships and da-da-da. My shop is the only shop in about 500 miles that will build you a chopper.
Right.
And then I will service the choppers I build. So as I keep building and more bikes are out there, we'll change your oil, I'll change your tire, I'll fix your bad battery, all that stuff is kind of now turned into, I service the bikes I build. And then I kind of have a waiting list of customers. I just put you on a waiting list. When you're ready to get a bike built, we get a deposit, we talk out your builds. I have this worksheet I do that's what size sissy bar, blah, blah, blah. And we just kind of work it out to work with their budget. So, but this was built out of pure love for my wife. So we call it the wife bike, but
okay.
I ride it quite a bit. It actually rips, so.
Yeah, we definitely, we just pulled in here about 20 minutes ago, and it's kind of the first thing that caught our eye, particularly
cool.
because of this, really cool paint job. What do you call this color?
Is it Plymouth blue? Pontiac blue is the actual base color. Would have been the motor color of a 50s Pontiac. Mm-hmm. It did change a little bit when we got the paint done, and then we had the graphic laid on by our friends Scott's and Vicky Sharts. It's actually a water slide decal we printed, and it actually just straight up slid it off, and then we cleared it on, and I didn't do it, but they did the paint. But everything else, I built the bars, shaved the front end, built up the wheels, rebuilt the motor, cut this frame in 4 pieces and de-raked it and replated it and made it kind of the stance I want.
Yeah. And
then I built the Crazy Frank style fender. It's an old 70s alphabet header that I reworked to get the megaphone on, and just really simple bike. I mean, honestly, I like simple bikes. All my bikes are as simple as I can build them. Right. Simplicity does help with reliability. So not having crazy parts and all this shit all over your bike, it has 3 wires. Yeah. And a gas line. That's it, man, and it'll run. And you and your wife were just mentioning before we started the video here that it's kind of been an ongoing process. How long have you been working on this? How many, I think you mentioned a few different iterations. This is the 3rd full version with this motor. Okay. So she gets bored or I get bored, I'm hey, let's build you another bike. And we pull the motor out and build a whole nother bike out of it. The first version went to Mama Tried, one of the first Mama Tried shows, was still a swing arm chopper. Mm-hmm. And then she rode it across the country to California and back, and she was this thing's uncomfortable as hell, I want something different. So I think we started building this one. And she says we finished it at 20. I think it was 19 into 20. We did the whole paint and redid everything, sent everything to chrome. But it's been solid. I mean, it's been on the road now for 3+ years, and dude, it doesn't leak any oil. It rips down the road. So it can be really good motors. I'm actually kind of known as liking Ironheads. Mm-hmm. I like challenges. I like mechanicking and figuring out oil leaks and chasing leaks down and fixing them. And so
I was gonna say we were here last year and I don't remember seeing a ton of Ironheads. Have you done?
No, there really wasn't last year, yeah.
Have you done it, like any performance work to it, any tweaking of it, or is it?
This one had like the heads done and flowed. It's got PB plus cams in it. It's got the S&S carburetor. But other than that, the running gear is all stock. Like I think it's punched out 20 over or something from the last time we rebuilt it. These are not like, they're fast enough to ride down the highway. They're fast enough to like keep up with modern traffic if you change the gearing.
Yeah.
So these are really, the way they geared them back in the 70s and early 80s was like, dude, the top speed on the highway was 60. That was, you know, based on that. Well, now people are doing 90 on the highway all the time. So this one got re-geared like modern. You can actually get on the highway and do like 70, 75 all day. And this thing has been ridden like across the country, like in this farm. It's fucking brutal. Like it's a tiny bike, it's brutal, but it can do it, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, you said your wife, before you know, did your final iteration tweaking of the bike, said it was uncomfortable. Now it's more comfortable. How far would you take this bike comfortably, do you think?
Dude, we've ridden it like from Kansas City to California. I've ridden it up north to like Minnesota from Kansas City. It's like 600 miles or something. Wow. So it can do it. Yeah, it's brutal, man. Everyone wants to talk like choppers are like perfect and you can ride them anywhere, and you can. It's just like how tough you want to be.
Yeah, there's
or how long you want to suffer. Like we've ridden bikes from Kansas City to Cali quite a few times now, and every time I'm like riding, like this is not fun anymore. Like I'm buying a fucking Dyna, and then I get home and I'm like, I'm not buying a Dyna. I'll just keep riding my choppers. And
right.
I keep like, as I get older, it's starting to like creep up on me. Like my back hurts, my arms hurt, but I'm just hard-headed and I like what I like. Like I would not want to, and I've had people bring me Dynas and new Softails and they want choppers built out of them, and it's great. Like, yeah, let's chop your bike up, but it's gotta be hard-tailed. It's gotta be a proper chopper. No bells, no whistles, no blinkers, no horn. Like, no, I don't do any of that stuff. So, but yeah, this is basically, if I had a calling card of just what I like to build, like this is like, whoop, here you go.
Yeah.
It's perfect, it's clean.
Yeah, like you said, it's simple, but it's got a lot of appeal to it. Is there any particular, you know, aspect that is your favorite part? Any
Dude,
part,
I love the bars
addition?
I built. It's 7/8 bars. I like to do that because I like smaller bars. I don't like big fat grips on everything.
Right.
So I do smaller bars, smaller grips, and then doing the tracker bend on them and kind of keeping everything clean. And then the alphabet header, not a lot of people run those on stuff. So that's a rare part to find and actually like use on a chopper. And
Well, Ricky, thanks again.
well, thank you.
Again, you got a really cool bike here, and we'll be checking you guys out, see if we find any more cool builds from you guys.
Yep, nonstop.
So again, guys, pretty much fully custom 1981 Ironhead. Really cool paint scheme here. Make sure you're checking out Moto, see what they're working on, and check out Motorcycle and Powersports News for more great content. Thanks for watching, guys.